O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The Crypto Bro Show is solely for entertainment purposes. Orlando Alzagari and his guests are not financial advisors or investments consultants. If you ever plan to invest, make sure you do your homework, talk to a professional, and understand investing is very risky and volatile. Good luck in any of your investments, and only invest what you're willing to lose.
Time to log into the blockchain and find out what's the latest in Bitcoin and crypto in our Crypto Bro Show.
Crypto Bro. This segment brought to you by RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. Take your home or business to the next level with RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. Call Ray or Mike at 305-345-3649. You dream it, they'll build it. See their fantastic work on Instagram at RMC Fisher Island. Crypto Bros. Here's the Crypto Bro himself, Orlando Alzugari.
How y'all feeling? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are ready to rock and roll. Give me the heads up. I want to make sure we got the audio going because Sean is on his way to Hialeah Park because he's got to set up, and we'll be on at 3 o'clock for our normal Thursday sports talk show. But this is the Crypto Bro Show brought to you by R&M Contractors. Ray and Mike. Ray's a big Bitcoin guy. And by the way, if you want to talk Bitcoin with Ray and try to improve your home, your condo, whatever it is you're trying to, even waterproofing your terrace, balcony, flood test report, all those kind of things, They do it all at R&M Contractors, Complete Remodel. Ray and Mike, 305-345-3649. And you'll be able to do more remodeling because Bitcoin is just growing and growing and growing. And the news is just amazing. And I love how we are just trending in the right direction. And, you know, we checked the Bitcoin chart today, and we look at it, and right now the Bitcoin chart is looking good, man. We're at 67.5, and we hit 68 yesterday. I think we'll hit 68 again today, maybe 69, maybe 70. And these shorts along the way are going to get, also liquidated too in the process. And when they do, that's going to also boost Bitcoin at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We had longs that were liquidated as it went down when people sold. The lettuce hands were selling, and a lot of the whales are buying right now. And you've got the corporations buying right now, and you've got wait till you hear something from a specific prime minister that is going to it's going to leave you scratching your head, okay, when it's all said and done. Like what's wrong with you people? That kind of stuff. So we got a lot of things to talk about today in the crypto market. So right now, Bitcoin is hovering right around 67.5, as you can see, 67.463. It's had a little bit of a red day today. The markets overall have kind of opened up pretty good, and it hasn't been a bad day. Right now, the Dow Jones is up 139 points. The S&P is up about 23.5 points, and the NASDAQ is up about 0.5 point. And right now, when it comes to Bitcoin, the market cap for the entire crypto market is 2.32 trillion. Man, we got to at 1 trillion, just under 1 trillion at the bottom of this market. So think about that. We have doubled from where we were in the original bottom, which is amazing. Bitcoin dominance, by the way, is up to 57.6% of the crypto market. Ethereum has a 13.7%. And we talked a little bit about Ethereum yesterday, and looking forward to Ethereum's run here. Last 24 hours, right now, Avalanche is up about 1%. You've got Sui. We're going to talk Sui today. We got to talk a little. In fact, you know what? Let's get into Sui, because Sui is one of those where, look at the market cap right now. It's at $5.5 billion. And one of the things that I think is kind of misleading about Sui, and I don't mean this in any bad way whatsoever. Sui's awesome. Its TVL is growing through the roof. The transactions they are jamming. Okay. There's no doubt about that. But you're already approaching a $5.7 billion market cap. So you've got to get to $11 billion to make this $4. So I just want you to know, can it get there? Of course, but that's only a 2X. So I know Brooklyn Rob, he's always on the show, and he's a big crypto guy. So I know he's been following the show here and supporting us here. But he got into Sui 50 cents, 40 cents, 60 cents. Some of you got even earlier. Those are the people that are really going to. So when you hear people talk about, oh, you got to get into Sui, just be realistic. Okay, because if there's something that has a smaller market cap, that has a $500,000 look, I gave you guys yesterday Star Atlas, right? Okay, and just want to get, by the way, wearing another Star Atlas shirt today. I just felt like wearing another Star Atlas shirt. Look at the market cap for Star Atlas. It's 38.6 million. How many X's till you get to 1 billion? And this thing's going to go past 1 billion. I'm positive of that. But it's going to go to several hundred million soon. And when it goes to several hundred million, you're going to exit how many times? A whole bunch, right? So these are the things that I want you to be aware of for you newbies. You veterans out there, you know what I'm talking about. You follow this. But people that are new, they're going to hear Sui, because Sui's so hot, right? And so it is, and it's a great company. It's a great blockchain. It is moving. It is one of the newer blockchains, and during the bear run, Sui was one of the few that was pumping. It's kind of like when we gave you Injective Protocol, we gave it to you in the middle of the bear market at $1.34, and it's now at $21. Injective, by the way, is making some big moves. Injective's going to go up. It's going to go past its $40 mark. It'll 2x from here. But, you got to look at things for what they are, okay? Again, Sui's a great investment. It's a blockchain that's going to grow, but it's not going to grow to the point that you're expecting it to 20x from here. That's, if it happens, God bless them. If they're able to do it, that would be impressive. But it's not realistic. So that's why I want you to kind of pump the brakes on what your expectations may be with Sui. Can you exit a couple times, maybe? Yeah. But are you going to exit 10, 20 times? I don't know at this point. It's already had such a pump. Because you look at it, where is Sui? Sui's number 18 now. And you think about it, I'll bring up the chart and look at it in the last year. Look at the pump it's had in the last year. 439%. So if you got it back down here when it went down into the 60s, which I think that's when my man Rob got it. He got it in the 50s and the 60s down here, because I know we were talking. And so, yeah, you got it there. You're all right now. You got it in the 60s. You're at 3x right now. You're starting to work on your 4th-x. That's different. But if you're getting in now because you hear the Sui craze, just want you to know, don't expect to make the profits that this person did when they got it at 46 a year ago. You see what I'm saying? So I just, it's just something for you to think about. And don't forget, by the way, you can make a donation to the program, Super Chat, of course, which we always appreciate it, but we hate that YouTube takes away 30%. But you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And of course, you can use the QR codes that are there too, Cash App or Venmo. Paul Pereira says, let's go, Big O. Cardano holder. Yeah, I'm a Cardano guy too, but man, the total value locked is not growing. There's not enough businesses growing on the blockchain. And I know that they've made their last upgrade now, where Charles Hoskins talks about it being, completely decentralized right now. And he's kind of like, he can let it like kind of run now. It's exciting. It's all been built out, but we're not seeing what we're seeing from Sui. We're not seeing the cross to the finish line. It's been very slow for Cardano. And I have Cardano, and I've held Cardano now for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm disappointed. I have to say, I'm disappointed in Cardano. And at least I'm staking, so I'm getting more and more Cardano. But I'm waiting for the finish here. I'm waiting for the buildup, and I see it from Avalanche. I've been in Avalanche for a while, and it has grown. I have Chainlink. I see it. It has grown. Meanwhile, Cardano's been in the race as long as these dogs have, and the growth, the building is there, but the money is not. And that is a concern for me with Cardano. It's a real concern for me with Cardano. So that is one that I gotta say I have real concerns about right now, if it's going to get to where it needed to go. And this is why I tell you, remember when I tell you guys on the show 40, 30, 10, 10, and 10. That's why I tell you that 10, 10, and 10, you rotate around the altcoins, because those are the real gambles. And we don't know in the end what's going to happen. And I'm a huge Charles Hodgkins fan. I like what he's doing. Cardano's really fast. It's really cheap. It's actually a very good blockchain, but we just don't see the growth. and that's the only thing that I am concerned about with Cardano. I don't see enough metaverse. I don't see enough gaming. I don't see enough meme coins. I don't see enough marketing. The community is strong. I will say that, but I just don't see enough. And that is a concern, I have to say. As a Cardano investor, I have to say that's a concern of mine. So, as much as I like Cardano, I got to be honest and say, hey, man, something's going on here, and it's, I put it to my nosy, and it don't smell so rosy, one of those type of deals. So, anyway, let's get to some of the stuff that we want to talk about here on the show today. Let's start off with good old BlackRock, because BlackRock is involved in everything, pretty much. BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF bought 391.8 million worth of Bitcoin on Wednesday. I mean, Larry Fink and company are not stopping. They have so many things. The Bitcoin ETFs overall saw 458 million in net flows yesterday. Net inflows, by the way, because, there's outflows too. But the net inflows, so 458. The ETFs, by the way, have now bought over 25,500 Bitcoin worth 1.7 billion in the last 4 days. Are you listening to me? In the last 4 days, the Pac-Man has gotten, it's Super Pac-Man. Didn't we have a Pac-Man, a Mrs. Pac-Man, and didn't we get a Super Pac-Man after? The Super Pac-Man is kicking in. The Super Pac-Man, the ETFs have bought over 25,500 Bitcoin, over 1.78 billion in the last 4 days. Mind you, you can only mine 450 a day. So in the process where they mined 1,800 Bitcoin, 1,600 Bitcoin, right? No, 1,800 Bitcoin, okay, in 4 days. 1,800 Bitcoin in 4 days. They bought 25,500. You think we're about to get some selling pressure here? Huh? You think, or buying pressure? There is. I think it's about to explode. I think it's about to explode. That is crazy, dude. That's absolutely wacky. All right. Global ETFs. All right. Let me get to the global ETFs here. This is impressive. Okay. These are the global ETFs. You can, pause and look at it later on if you want and focus in on it and all of that. But I'll give you the summary of it, okay? Out of the 41 Bitcoin funds that hodl, they're hodling a record 1.1 million Bitcoin. Remember, I tell you there's 21 million that will be mined completely, okay? We've got about 1.6 million left to be mined over the next 40 years, right? So you've only got a small amount left, and 4 million have been lost. So it's really like 17 million. They have hodled now out of the 17 million, 1.1 million of it. It's a large percentage. Do you have yours? Because once the supply shock happens, and right now the exchanges are at all-time lows of Bitcoin and Ethereum, by the way, but especially Bitcoin, because there's only a finite amount. What do you think is going to happen when we get to the point that the exchanges are out of it completely and you're just waiting for what to be mined every day? The price is going to go through the freaking roof. Okay? So the other thing is, on this, let me give you the other good news that is happening for us. Oh, by the way, there's the entire chart. My bad. I did not take that off. I should take it off completely so you can enjoy the chart and you can see the chart there. These are the 41. But it's just amazing. These are the smartest, richest, and most powerful people fiscally in the world. They know more than you and I ever will. They forgot more than you and I ever will. Don't do what they say. Do what they do. Follow them. That's what that's telling you right there. Follow them. Because they kind of know what they're doing. All right, so now let's get to the good stuff that will ignite Bitcoin and get your wallets going, and that is rate cuts. And Europe now has made its rate cut again. So it made a quarter point now. Europe ended up cutting their rate for the third time this year, a quarter basis point. So they're printing money. Rate cut updates so far this month. The EU is up to 0.75% in rate cuts. The US is up to 0.5%, and they'll be cutting a quarter in next month in November. And I think it's going to be a quarter from here on. I told you that once the job rate was still strong, Powell's not going to keep going half a point. He's going to go quarter point. You know, and we'll talk about that also. Somebody else was talking about it. Canada has already lowered 0.75 point. The UK has lowered 0.25 point. China's lowered 0.25 point, and Denmark's lowered 0.25 point. Everybody's printing. Everybody's printing. Okay? You know, that's all I can tell you. Folks are printing. And when they're printing, that's a good thing for us. That's a really good thing for us. Let me show you another chart. Bitcoin approaching all-time highs. And all-time highs now when it comes to search interest on the internet. All-time highs and lows is what it is. Yeah, it's at its lowest point in search right now. Bitcoin. Check that out. That's the search engines now. Why? The general public is not into Bitcoin yet. Only people like you and me that are watching this show, the people that invest, the people that are doing their homework, and then the rich people, the financial institutions, the countries, the cities, the states, the corporations, they're smarter than everybody else. They have to, do stuff with money. A lot of them do some bad stuff, but they run into some good things, like NVIDIA or something else. And right now, the average person, it's funny. We're screwing around with the old all-time highs, which in any form of investment, that is so bullish. It's crazy that you would have all the craziness that we've had, Germany selling and a pandemic, and we've had the Mt. Gox stuff, and we had the FTX stuff, and we had Three Arrows Capital, and we had Celsius, and we've had so many things, and Biden and Yellen and Powell doing their best to also kill the crypto industry here. We've had everything possible happen to us, and we're still screwing around in the floor of the old all-time highs. Like, anybody that really invests has to say, holy shit, this is amazing. And then when you see everything, so the general public, the FOMO hasn't started. The fear of missing out, because they're not very smart. They're not figuring it out. And they're listening to people like Elizabeth Warren, probably. What can I tell you? They're listening to stupid people like the German government. You know what I'm saying? That's this is the stuff that happens, like that SEC chair that just gave the idiot from Minnesota. It said, Bitcoin is worthless. Yeah, dude, because you just want to defend the money and the dollar's worthless, and you just want to hurt Americans. And this is what's happening. The general public, you and I that are on board, we're so ahead of the rest of the world, it's not even funny. The rest of the world is going to get a rude awakening as the dollars all over the world continue to crumble, as banks continue to crumble. And when banks start shutting down and they start losing their money and they can't get to it, they're going to freak out. And then they're going to learn about Bitcoin. And then they're going to learn about self-custody wallets. And they're going to learn about the blockchain. And they're going to learn about DeFi. And they're going to learn how to really look at the dollar compared to what's going on in Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time. But this is so typical of the stuff that happens in this world that people just, man, they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't see it. And unfortunately, they play a lot of the politics, and they're more cheerleaders than actual students of watching what's really going on, with our government and our dollar. It's sad. It's sad. But it's good for you because most everybody else doesn't know what you know. So you're ahead of the game, Let's see. What else do we have? Also, if you're into Solana happens to have a DEX called Radium. And Radium right now is absolutely killing it. Okay. And Solana, obviously, with all the meme coins and the blockchain, is got so much total value locked. The amount of transactions, how cheap it is to do everything on Solana, and so many other things that are growing on Solana from their phone and everything else that they've done. But over the last 7 days, as you can see here in this chart, Radium has generated more fees than Uniswap. And Uniswap's been the number one DEX for a while. 12 million in fees paid by traders in just 1 week. And of course, this boosts up Solana too. So if you're a Solana guy, and I don't know, you might want to look into Radium too. Radium might be one that you want to invest in. I'm not sure. Do your homework. Bitcoin ETF's net inflows reached $20 billion. That's impressive. But do you know what's more impressive about that? That the Bitcoin ETF's net inflows reached 20 billion. It took gold ETFs about 5 years to reach the same number. There's your chart. Look where gold is in the bottom. Look where Bitcoin is. 5 years for gold to get to that point. Bitcoin does it in a few months. It's the most successful ETF of all time. All time. And if you're an investor, that's all you need to know. So wait a minute. This is the most successful ETF of all time. And we're starting to scratch the surface. Wait till all these wirehouses add the ETFs for their clients, which is trillions of dollars more that they manage. FTX, all their clients are getting back money, not crypto. Okay? Getting back money plus 19% profit. That 16 billion that's going to go back to customers, you think some of that's not going to go back to crypto and they're going to buy? Of course they are. They're going to buy Bitcoin. They're going to buy Ethereum. They're going to buy Solana. They're going to buy any altcoins that they're into. And right now, there's still so many great altcoin opportunities right now, still at this point. But it just shows you the strength of the Bitcoin ETF compared to gold, which has been kind of the standard. Now, remember we told you about rate cuts, right? And I told you about this a week and a half ago when the job rate report came in strong. And I told you we're going to have we're going to slow down on the rate cuts. It won't be another half a point. It won't be 3/4 of a point because people are talking, oh, well, they're going to have to speed this up. And because the job rates were held pretty strong, and still we have another report today, Goldman Sachs now expects a series of consecutive quarter point cuts by the Fed, which is good. This is really good. Remember some of the theme yesterday on the show, and please watch the prior shows so you can kind of piece everything together, and it helps you learn. But remember, one of the things that we talked about was that you needed regulations. And once regulations come in after whoever gets in, if it's Harris or Trump, Harris, whatever the hell, I don't give a shit. Regulations are going to come in right away with Trump, a little delayed with Harris, but eventually it'll come in, and then everybody can really move forward. Well, when people know what's coming, they can work accordingly. And the investment world will be working in that quarter point Fed cut before it even happens. So the movement won't be crazy. And that's because you're not shocking people. And so you're allowing them to plan ahead too at the same time. So there is at least an organizational approach to everything instead of a chaotic approach that, oh my God, we don't know, a 3/4 of a point this month, and oh no, and they're going to not do any rate cuts now, and because they did too much then. And no, so now if you're able to slowly do it because the job market is strong, because it where it's going down, whatever it is, but this is actually a good thing if Goldman Sachs already kind of knows that this thing is coming, and it's coming at a, piecemeal approach. I think that is actually very good. Okay. So good stuff there. The other thing we talk about all the time is the growth of Bitcoin. And the growth of Bitcoin is just, it's parabolic. It's so parabolic that the last time we saw something like this, it was called the internet. Yeah, that's what it was called. And guess what's growing faster than the internet? Remember that thing that a lot of people said at the beginning wasn't going to, because credit cards they laughed at, mobile phones they laughed at, the internet they laughed at, we'll never need that, we'll never use it. They're doing the same thing with Bitcoin. Same thing they did with the Wright brothers. Same thing they said about flying to the moon. All that stuff. Same thing. The adoption for Bitcoin is going faster and moving faster than the internet. That's amazing. That shows you again, it's going to be a payment system for many people in the world. It's going to be a store of value for a lot of people. It's going to be a reserve currency for a lot of people. It's going to be a lending tool for others. It has so many use cases out of it. And then the energy, people that waste energy, that wasted energy is now being used to mine Bitcoin. And Bitcoin mining machines do things for other people, like heat pools and heat fishing wells and things like that. There's all kinds of crafty things that people are doing with Bitcoin mining, and you need to go look at it and understand it. And we're at around 55% of natural energy being used to mine Bitcoin too, which that has only grown perpetually too, because eventually you want to get to 100% of natural energy, because back in the early days, it was all pure gas. Now it's not all pure gas anymore. So that's cool. There's wind, and there's solar, and there's water, and there's volcanic, and there's nuclear. And so there's all kinds of ways naturally that they're able to now, mine Bitcoin. It really is an absolutely amazing thing. You just got to take the time to, really understand what's going on. Let's move on. Let's get to some of the numbers today that, again, were all positives. But I just because they're positives, just because core retail, okay, you see it there, core retail measures the change in the total value of sales at the retail level in the U.S., excluding automobiles. It's an important indicator of consumer spending, and it's also, as you can see, growing. Previously, it was at 0.2%. We're at 0.5 now. Forecast was 0.1. So it's going up. They're spending. Oh, I'm sorry. Did not take that out there. They're spending. Good shit, man. And again, this is positive stuff for the market. Let me show you again some other stuff here that came out today. Let's see. This is the U.S. October Philadelphia Fed manufacturing. The index jumped to 10.3. Estimated was 4.2. Previous was 1.7. So everything is on an upward trajectory. The higher lows and higher highs. Well, maybe not right around here, but it's pretty high as it is. But at least you are getting higher lows. So it is trending. All these things, all these financial indicators are all helping the Fed's continuing to cut rates. But again, don't expect a 0.5 point or a 0.75 point. If anybody's telling you that, I just disagree. I'm not telling you they're going to be wrong. I think they will be, but I'm not perfect either. But the jobless claims, again, previous was 260,000. So we're at 241,000. Still a pretty strong job market overall. These are things that are going to keep Powell from cutting the rates at a, really fast level. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Now, here's the other thing that people need to understand about Bitcoin for those that don't get it. But Bitcoin now is the 6th best currency in the world. Pretty cool, huh? Gold number 1 at 14.8 trillion. United States at 2 at 5.8 trillion. Euro 5.7. China 5.1. Japan 4.6. And Bitcoin's at 1.1 trillion. So it's now the 6th best money in the world. It will pass all of them. But, I'm glad I have this here because it's good to show you this because a lot of, we have somebody that's running for president and tells you we'll create a Bitcoin reserve, which you should, but then we'll write a Bitcoin check to pay off our debt. That's not true. Bitcoin's not going to save our debt. Bitcoin will help you and me live our lives better. It will help companies and countries and everything else. But our debt it really cannot be saved. And why? Because our debt is at 36 trillion right now. That's at 15. Gold can't save you. Okay. Now people think, and I believe that Bitcoin will pass gold. It'll take several years, but it'll pass gold. But let's say it gets to 18 trillion, 7, 8, 10 years from now. Okay. Where do you think our deficit's going to be at that point? I already told you that whoever gets in is going to print 10 trillion more in the next 4 years. So 36 will become 46. And if Bitcoin gets to 15 trillion, 18 trillion, you've got to own all the Bitcoin in order to have that market cap. The US is not going to own all the Bitcoin. The world owns all the Bitcoin. 98.4% of all Bitcoin's been mined. There's only 1.6% of Bitcoin left to be mined. So how are you going to do that? But that's when, and I got to say, because Trump's the one that's saying it, not Harris. But Trump doesn't know anything about Bitcoin. He doesn't know anything about the blockchain. He doesn't know anything about that. He's just grifting because he knows he can make money. That's it. But he tells people that, and then people that don't know, that are stupid and don't follow it, and there you go. So even if Bitcoin gets to the point that it passes gold and it gets to 18 trillion or 20 trillion, by the time it gets there, our deficit will be somewhere in the 60 trillion area. And we're only going to own maybe, 0.5% of the Bitcoin in the world as a country. Maybe you can get to 1%. Maybe 1% of, let's say Bitcoin gets to 20 trillion. What's 1% of 20 trillion? You're not making a little Bitcoin check to your, but this is silly stuff that people will say, like Trump, and then people that don't follow this and don't follow the money and don't follow our economy will believe it. And it's just not true. You know what I mean? But whatever, man. Listen, I'm a Bitcoin guy. So if Trump gets in, he's going to pump my wallets up. So, I get it, but I'm going to educate you when, Harris or Yellen or Warren or Biden or Powell or Trump or any of these people say something stupid, I'm going to tell you, hey, by the way, that's stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? They have no idea what they're talking about. So I just want to make sure, because I don't play, I'm not a cheerleader for Democrats or Republicans or for Trump. And I know some people out there, unfortunately, you're blinded and you're just a cheerleader. I'm for Bitcoin. I'm not for Democrats or Republicans. I'm for Americans. That's it. I'm for all of you, not for some of you, that kind of stuff. You want bullish? You want bullish? This is bullish. This is very, very bullish. This is Robinhood. And Robinhood now is getting in the mix. They have introduced a Bitcoin futures trading for their customers. So Decrypt magazine, or Decrypt, their crypto site, not magazine, site, because barely any magazines left. Decrypt reporting this now that Robinhood is going to add futures to their platform. Do you know how many people are on Robinhood? I mean, this is just getting started. There are all these platforms, all these financial platforms, all these banks. They're all slowly but surely all getting into it, and they're all going to milk the hell out of this as much as they can. Everybody wants a piece of this pie. Have you gotten yours? Have you gotten yours? Is the question. Have you gotten yours? I hope you have. Bitcoin, by the way, is at 67,246 right now. Ooh, I'm sorry. There we go. There you go. So, I mean, for Robinhood to be doing this is absolutely nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. It's impressive. Let me see what we got here on the chat board. One-Eyed Jack, thank you. Yes, it is Rocktober. TJ Superman, NorCal making that money. Think Blue Dodgers, thank you for a lot of you there. I don't know if you're all Bitcoiners, but thank you for supporting the show. Gus is in. Jay Slim, Paul Pereira, Mr. Cardano, Gonzo, Vivinetti, Fontina. It's a $5 to $8 bull run, Big O. You are correct. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Lofi says Sui only has use case at this point. Don't believe there's anything running on it. They've got some DeFi on it, but there aren't a lot of businesses on it. You're right. There aren't a lot of business on the blockchain, but they are doing transactions. They are making a lot of moves in that sense. There's a lot of transactions. I just, Lofi, I just want to warn people, because if you got in early, then you're good. But if you're trying to get in now and you think you're going to 10x where the market cap is, you know what I mean? And the only reason I did it is because somebody reached out to me and said, oh, dude, I want to buy a whole bunch of Sui. What do you think? And then I explained to him about market cap, because he didn't understand, because he's seeing all the Sui headlines everywhere. And I go, this is a good one for me to talk about tomorrow on the show, because it's a good company. The blockchain moves great. Look, one of our guys, I think it's Kyle, right? The one that loves his Kaspa. Like, Kaspa is not a blockchain. It's a block DAG. So blockchain is in line, where it's one transaction after another. A block DAG is instead of it being in line, it's actually like a web. So you're able to produce more transactions. You're able to scale out. Okay, Cardano did that, And, they haven't gotten there yet, but they're one of those. IOTA actually has had more success than everybody else at that kind of style, at the DAG style. And so, but Caspa already has a really high market cap too, and so it's another one that a lot of people talk about. But again, be careful. It's got a high market cap already. It's already made a lot of movement. So the plays you want to make are the ones that have a small market cap and have all the potential in place in order to possibly make a move. We're all not financial advisors, but you try to find something with a small market cap that, is part of some genre like gaming. You know what I'm saying? And so then you say, okay, here's where I can take my gamble and it can, 50, 100x. I can't expect that with Caspa. I can't expect that with Sui right now. They're in the billions already. It's tough. It's tough. So it's how it is, Lofi. This game is not easy. And you got to know all the information so it can help you actually succeed. Everything has been labeled the ETH killer, never pans out. Gonzo, I love you, brother. It's exactly it. Meanwhile, ETH is the monster. Oh, the fees. The fees have lowered. They were going to work on the sharding and the scaling. They were going to work on all of that. Vitalik said it. It's just a matter of time. And then now it's a lot cheaper to do everything on ETH now. And it's getting faster too. So let's see. Data shows that around 1.86% of wallet addresses over 1 million hold more than 90% of the total Bitcoin currently in circulation. Yeah. Yep. And most of it ain't moving around because they're smart. I know I ain't selling mine. Well, I mean, mine goes to my daughter, so it's not a big deal. It's for her. Let's see. Gonzo says, that's me. FTX got my. Yeah, but you're getting your money back and plus interest. So just out of curiosity, Gonzo, you intend to use that money again, or did you use your money already getting back in and then you're just going to get that money back, or how is it? Are you waiting for that money? I'm interested since you're an FTX person. I wonder what you're doing. Did you already reinvest that money on your own and then waiting just to get it back for your pocket? Or when you do get it, will you reinvest that money into crypto? I'm wondering, because I'm expecting a lot of the FTX customers that lost their money, they didn't really lose it. Now they're getting it all back plus interest, which is really cool. I expect a lot of them to get back into crypto because there's nothing, it's funny that people would tell you, oh, crypto's, it's dirty, this, that. No, dude, no, it's the exchanges. Just like in money, the money's not dirty. It's the financial institutions, whether it's the banks or Enron or whatever. Those are the people that are dirty. Bitcoin hasn't crashed. You can't split it. You can't print more of it, or not. You can't do any of it. It's immutable. Not like money, you can manipulate it in every way possible. Gold is manipulated in all kinds of ways. You add a total percent of the gold. Every year you add 2 to 3% more of the total of gold. So there's more and more gold being found. So it's not finite. That's the thing about gold, unfortunately. And it's also manipulated. There's a lot of people that think they own gold, but they really own paper. And that's the scary part about gold. Really scary. So, yeah. Let's see. I mine during the winter. Rates are bad since ETH left for GPUS. Let's see what else. Chris Johnson in the house. John Russell says, what's with all the concussions this season? Dude, this is a 3:00. It's sports. 3:00. No sports here. We're not doing any sports, John. Okay. So that's at 3:00 when we come back from Hialeah Park. I continue to invest, and when I get that back, it's going to go right back in. Okay. That's what I thought. I figured that because the FTX people were hardcore crypto people. And I figured that a lot of them, when they get their money back, they're going to go right back in. And there's some right now, there's some good prices still, especially in the I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, I think Bitcoin's at a steal right now. Once it blows and it goes and it hits the 6 digits and it goes to 100, you will never, ever see 50s, 60s, and 70s ever again. Ever. 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 It will not happen. It's over. You won't see it because the greed will step in, the FOMO will step in, more countries, more cities, more corporations, more financial institutions. They're all going to load up, and there's only a certain amount. And people will also, the average person that's not listening here, the person that doesn't know anything about it, they're going to start getting in. You newbies, you're going to start getting in. So I love the people. Oh, is it too late? Well, let me. If it's almost at 70, and I tell you, it'll be at 700,000 in a couple years. So you're going to 10x from here. Why isn't it a good investment? I get it. You missed out on 8,000 like I did. You missed out at $200 like I did. Okay, I didn't miss out on 16. I didn't miss out on 18 or 20 or 22. So that's fine. I got you. You missed out on that. Okay. But if you think you're missing out because you think it's too late now, that's ridiculous. It's not too late at all. You still have plenty of time. Now, you want stupidity? Okay? Stupidity is thinking that it's not going to happen. Stupidity is the German government, okay, selling $2 billion of Bitcoin. And then you have the German Prime Minister, Joanna Kotar. If the U.S. buys Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, then I think all the European countries will FOMO. One of the candidates already said that he's going to create a Bitcoin reserve. Cynthia Lummis, the Republican senator, already has a plan for a Bitcoin reserve in place. Tom Emmer, Patrick McHenry is the other Republican senator. They've already put this together. So if Trump wins, it's going to happen right away. So if you're Germany, why would you sell did you see America sell all of their, no, they actually kept most of their Bitcoin. They sold very little of it. Okay, I don't know. Somehow or another, I guess they got smart and stopped selling. Maybe Kamala is pro-Bitcoin. I have no idea. I have to see it from a Democrat for me to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Ro Khanna, that Democrat, that guy's pro-crypto. Okay? Pennsylvania governor, I know is pro-crypto. But I'm still not sure with Kamala. But why would you do this? Why would you allow your country to sell $2 billion? And we just told you yesterday, the $2 billion they sold at 50,000 would be $2.68 billion right now if they held. From 50 to 67. If they held, it would be $680 million they lost since they sold. They just sold a couple months ago. They lost $680 million. That's a stupid country. That's a dumbass prime minister right there. That's what I say. Anyway, you want something else? We've been telling you about the BRICS, and which is all those countries, Russia and Brazil and China and the UAB. And I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's like 30-something countries. Serbia now has chosen to not join the EU and go with the BRICS. The BRICS now have officially unveiled their demo card for its new payment system, BRICS Payment. The BRICS, by the way, this is going to be a hit for us Americans in a big time way. Okay, so they unveil their demo card so you can make payments, right? They also announced a gold-backed USD killer at their conference. For every dollar that gold moves, by the way, according to Max Kaiser, who's a Bitcoin complete whale and Maxi and all that kind of good stuff, He's a trip, by the way. He is a trip. He says that if they do that, and then gold is, you're going to see a lot of people, not a lot of countries, they might start going back to the gold standard for their dollars, for their currencies. So then that's going to jack the price of gold. And he feels that for every dollar gold moves, Bitcoin will move $20. I mean, there's just so much out there. Gonzo says Robinhood are crooks. Hey, man, I wouldn't do any business on Robinhood, but plenty of people do. I just got to call it like I see it, Gonzo. And that's going to lead a lot of people to take part in those Bitcoin ETFs right from their phones on Robinhood. So to me, that's really important. So I just got to call it like I see it. I'm not telling you to go on Robinhood. I always tell you what, buy on exchanges and move it to your cold storage wallet right away. Buy it on, crypto.com or Coinbase or Binance, and then move it right away to your cold storage wallet. And be careful with Coinbase, dude. I don't know. There's something about Coinbase that's just made me very uneasy. They're tied to the banks now and the government and all this kind of crap. I don't know if Armstrong's kind of losing his grip there, but I'd be a little worried about Coinbase too. I definitely don't keep anything on Coinbase. That thing freezes up when there's dips or when there's runs. When there's parabolic runs, it freezes up and all of that. By the way, remember swan.com, first 10,000 Bitcoin you buy, it's fee free. And it's always fee free to transfer. So even when you get through your 10,000, you're still going to not pay a fee when you transfer. You'll pay a small fee when you buy. I don't know what it is exactly because I haven't gotten there yet because I got to get past the 10,000 first. Give me a couple of years and then I'll get past it. But actually, a buddy of mine does buy on it and he says it's cheap. He says it's cheaper than Cash App. That's right. He said it's key because I told him about Cash App because you can move it for free on Cash App also. Any way we can save money and we don't have to give anything back, hey, more for us. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, can you stake Ethereum on Tangem yet? No, but you can on Exodus. Okay? On Exodus, you can stake and you are getting, my friend, 3.7% on Exodus. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. On Tangem, I know that you can stake Solana. That I know. I saw that. I don't know about anything else. I haven't seen anything else staking on Tangem. I don't know if anybody else has. I heard that Avalanche was going to become a staking option on Tangem, but I have not seen it yet. But I do know that they have Solana, and it's up to 6.78% that you can own, you can stake. Okay. Not that you get interest in, up to 6.87%. Okay. And on Exodus, you stake Solana for 6.7%, just in case. Not exactly sure what it is on Binance because they also have staking too. Okay. By the way, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get it back. Well, they deposit it into your account. That's how they do it. I'm sure you're going to get it the way I got Voyager. Voyager, just what they do is they put the money right into your account in USD, and then you just move the USD. That's all they do. So you'll get it in USD is what they'll do. Or Tether. I'm not sure how they work, actually. But either one, you'll get those, and then you'll just move it to, an exchange, and then buy whatever you're going to buy. Because you're not going to do it there. So they'll give it to you there, and then you'll move that money like you normally do. You'll send the Tether or the USD to your whatever, let's say, Tangem wallet, and then you'll convert your USD to whatever coins you're looking to get into. It's not difficult, Gonzo. It's super easy. I did it with Voyager. It was really cool, really, really painless. And we got 70% back on Voyager. We got screwed on Voyager, but at least we got 70. So you play the game, you get burned sometimes. Luckily, I didn't have really much. I kept, what was it? I had one. I only had one coin because it didn't have a bridge and I didn't want to sell it. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So I gambled. I got burned for a couple bucks. Not a big deal. It wasn't anything huge, but I did get burned. And I only got 70% of my money back, unfortunately. All right, folks, that is another edition of the Crypto Bro Show. And we thank all of you out there. We thank, of course, Ray and Mike, R&M Contractors, complete remodel, kitchen upgrades, waterproofing for your terrace, balcony, flood test report. So important in today's world, man. Bathroom upgrades, floor restoration, stucco repairs, drywall, level 5 finish. Miami-Dade, Broward, call them 305-345-3649. That's 305-345-3649. We'll be back at 3 o'clock from Hialeah Park, and we'll be talking sports there. No crypto. See, so there's a time and a place for everything, right? Today, at this moment, was the Crypto Bro Show. And we thank all of you out there for tuning in and supporting us. Please hit the hell out of the like button. Please share the show. Tell the folks about it. We will air it as much as we can. Almost every day we'll try to air one, maybe not on weekends unless something big happens. But we'll try to get one Monday through Friday for you. You never know. We could do some Saturdays. Could happen if there's some big time news. When this bull run starts, I probably will find myself doing something on Saturdays because weekends will also be very, very green. All right, we'll see you at 3 o'clock here on the platform live from Hialeah Park.
The Crypto Bro Show is solely for entertainment purposes. Orlando Alzagari and his guests are not financial advisors or investments consultants. If you ever plan to invest, make sure you do your homework, talk to a professional, and understand investing is very risky and volatile. Good luck in any of your investments, and only invest what you're willing to lose.
The Crypto Bro Show is brought to you by RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. From complete makeovers for homes or condos to impact windows and doors to drywall with level 5 finish. Call Ray or Mike at RM Contractors and Custom Drywall. 305-345-3649. You dream it, they'll build it. See their exceptional work on Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Crypto Bros.
Follow Big O for more crypto insight on X or Twitter at Big O Show.